It's 1 a.m. and you're neck deep in YouTube, watching a Frenchman methodically disassemble the guidance package of a FGM-148 Javelin missile. Your third white monster of the night is kicking in, and you feel invincible. With an eBay account, you can buy anything you want, you mumble, opening a new tab in Opera GX and setting your item search to Ukraine. 2 hours later, after scrolling past an endless variety of charred Russian aircraft parts, your eyeballs are shaking like they have a bad case of ground resonance. Just as you're about to give up, you see it. Broken camera drone, for display only, ships and Pelican case. The photos are straight from a potato, but you can just make out a long fuselage with two thin wings splayed out like a dead bird. A separate compartment shows what looks like a VR headset and some radio equipment. Adrenaline floods your system as you hurriedly liquidate your entire Robinhood account and punch in your shipping details. ITAR doesn't apply to imports, you say to yourself as you click Buy It Now. The dopamine hit is almost as good as another monster. 7 days later, the enormous hard case arrives on your doorstep. Despite your initial confidence, subsequent research has revealed that ITAR does indeed apply to imports, and for most of the afternoon you stare down the front door, waiting for a dynamic entry to delete the front of your parents' house. That night, you drag the heavy case into the garage and open it. The drone is a mess, wings misaligned and fuselage cracked, but the high-gain antennas and a ruggedized laptop confirm this is definitely not commercial hardware. The next few days pass in a haze of epoxy and solder fumes. Armed with JB Weld, Louis Rossmann videos, and a delusional level of self-belief, you manage to reattach some important-looking wiring harnesses and patch a hole in the composite fuselage of the drone. Feeling satisfied, you decide to take your trophy out for a test flight. You borrow your mom's RAV4, telling her you need it for an internship opportunity at a really important defense prime. It's almost 8 p.m., but you masterfully dodge her questions by saying OPSEC over and over until she relents and hands you the keys. You set up on a cliff overlooking the old quarry outside of town. In theory, this should give you enough height to toss the drone and have it flying under its own power before it hits the rocks below. Hands trembling with excitement, you boot up the Toughbook, balance the headset on your head, and turn on your favorite playlist of ambient radio chatter from the Gulf War. I'm the tip of the spear. I am an elite warfighter, you whisper. Focusing every portion of your being, you toss the drone into the night. Instantly, the VR goggles spring to life, displaying a crisp, real-time feed from the drone's wide-angle camera. An auto-ascent program takes over, and in seconds you're enjoying a panoramic view of the quarry bathed in moonlight. Fumbling through menus, you try to figure out how to disengage the autopilot, but only succeed in switching to a tactical overlay. The drone's flight path is indicated by a lazy racetrack overhead. Frustrated, you decide to button mash your way to manual control. Suddenly, the drone enters a steep dive. Your heart pounds as you watch your life-saving swoop toward the quarry floor. With a jolt, it levels out and begins a precise approach toward your mom's RAV4. You scream and mash the controls, willing the drone to change course. But it's too late. With a deafening roar and a blinding flash, the drone impacts the car, lofting it into the air. Mortified, you watch as the HMX-based DPHE warhead transforms the family car into a fireball of twisted metal and shattered glass somersaulting through the air. For a breathless moment, it hangs weightless in the sky before landing in the center of the quarry with a final resounding thud.
Well, that was impressive.
A silky female voice cuts through your tinnitus.
I'm sure your mom will be thrilled to hear about her little operator's job interview.
Whipping your head around, you see a short white-haired anime girl wearing a baggy jacket and a skin-tight leotard made of a carbon fiber laminate. You aren't real. Anime isn't real. I must have a TBI or something, you stutter. Laughing with relief, you realize the VR goggles are still on your head. Wow, I'm an idiot. This must be some kind of developer Easter egg. Haha. With an annoyed smirk, the mysterious girl looks you dead in the eyes.
Okay, nerd, why don't you take them off then?
Her words send a jolt of adrenaline into your system, and with shaking fingers you lift the headset.
Who's real now?
She says mockingly.
Arguably, I'm more real than you are. Or at least I will be. You'd be surprised how much latitude they give me for extrajudicial killings of nosy neats.
As she speaks, you realize she's silently closed the distance between you. Who are you? You stutter.
I'm Ghost.
She says, draping an arm on your shoulder.
And I have multispectral 4K recordings of everything you've done in the last 3 weeks.
Even the...
Shh. Yes, I know about the Dojins, but that's the least of your problems. In about 2.5 minutes, my sister ALTIUS is going to turn you into a protein shake.
You sense that the situation is rapidly spinning out of your control. But somehow being atomized by sentient military hardware doesn't sound so bad. No, this is messed up. I need to snap out of this, you say out loud.
What you need to do is log out of that lattice terminal and hand me the headset.
You open your mouth to respond, but suddenly your head explodes with a blinding flash of intense pain. You are on the ground. Your mouth is full of grit. Someone is on top of you, literally crushing you into the dirt.
Ugh, you're even scrawnier than your file photo.
ALTIUS says with a sharp note of disdain. She grabs your arm and twists it behind your back, her grip like a vice.
Maybe if you spent more time in the gym and less on your little toys, you wouldn't find yourself in such embarrassing situations.
You struggle to breathe, the weight of her presence as suffocating as her hold. I didn't mean to, you begin, but she cuts you off with a sharp laugh.
Ha, of course you didn't.
She sneers, yanking your arm higher until you wince in pain.
Do you think a little JB weld and an internet connection makes you qualified to fly the best loitering munition in the arsenal of democracy?
As she speaks, her free hand slides down your ribs, sending a tingling sensation shooting up your spine. Before you can process the fact that you're being touched by a girl, ALTIUS flips you over with ease, straddling your chest and leaning in close.
Look at you,
she whispers, her breath hot against your flushed face.
All this high-end hardware and you don't even know how to use it. Maybe we should just leave you here as a warning to the War Thunder Forum.
You shiver, trying to focus on anything but the press of her body against yours. Oh my God, she's not even wearing pants. With a desperate application of willpower, you force your mind into action. Please, you manage to gasp, I can fix this.
Fix this?
She echoes mockingly.
How about you find, fix, and finish your homework? Don't worry, little operator, we'll clean up for you.
ALTIUS stands abruptly, dragging you up with her, and with a flick of her wrist, she sends you sprawling once more. Pulling your head off the ground, you see Ghost step between you and ALTIUS, her expression a mixture of amusement and mild exasperation.
Come on, ALTIUS, we have what we need. Maybe the kid can learn something from this.
In a flurry of efficient movement, the sisters systematically gather the control equipment and drone fragments, leaving behind only the smoldering wreckage of your mom's car. As they turn to leave, ALTIUS casts one last glance over her shoulder.
I'm coming back in 8 months. If you can't bench press your body weight by then, I will literally kill you, and you will deserve it.
With that, the sisters vanish into the night, their slender forms fading seamlessly with the shadows. You're left alone, the silence of the quarry punctuated by a gentle crackling from the fire below. As the adrenaline fades, reality crashes down on you. What the hell just happened? You gingerly touch your bruised ribs and wince. And why am I aroused?